Hi, this is Al Wadley, and this is the lesson, The Eyes Release Tension in the Neck and Shoulders. The lesson is done sitting in a chair. So if you have a dining chair, that is preferred. Something with a firm seat and a straight back is ideal, where your feet touch the floor. If you don't have that, please accommodate with the best chair, the best seat you can. And the lesson is audio only, so there's nothing to watch. I'm not demonstrating. So just sit back in your chair, listen to my instructions, and enjoy the lesson. Thanks. Okay, so go ahead and sit back in your chair and bring your attention to your contact on the chair and on the floor. So begin these lessons with a scan. And the scan is where I guide your attention to sense yourself, usually in relationship to the environment. That would be the chair in this case, the floor, sometimes in relationship to your surroundings, and then sometimes different parts of yourself in relationship to other parts of yourself. So bring your attention to your contact on the floor. Sense your feet. And just get a sense of the feel of each foot. Notice if one foot has more pressure on it than the other one. It's hard to tell sometimes. And sometimes it might even feel like you're making it up, you're just guessing, and that's okay. It's just the act of bringing your attention to your feet and sensing them and questioning what is the difference. That stimulates the nervous system. It stimulates your brain to be able to start to sense and perceive differences. So just bring your attention to your feet and just notice which one has more weight on it, like you're leaning one foot more than the other. So we all have a leg we prefer to stand on, and that one is the one that habitually bears more weight. That may be the same one in sitting, or maybe the other one. Our habits are different. Everybody's a little bit different like that. And then just gently move your attention up to your pelvis and get a sense of your pelvis on the chair. How's the weight distributed on the pelvis? Is there more weight on the right hip or the left hip? And these scans we do in the beginning, they do a couple of things. One, they turn our attention inward in preparation for the lesson, so we can sense ourselves more accurately. And it also gives us a baseline to which we can compare back as we progress through the lesson and get to the end of the lesson and sense the differences that the lesson has made for us. Then bring your attention to your lower back and sense the relationship of the lower back to the chair. And here you may find that there's an arch to the lower back. And for many people sitting in the chair like this, there is. Your habits may be such that the pelvis is rolled back a little bit, and there is not that much arch. So whichever way you go with the pelvis, sense the arch in the lower back and notice the differences between the two sides. Does one side of the lower back arch away more than the other? And gently move your awareness up to the ribs above the lower back and get a sense of their relationship to the back of the chair. Do they contact the back of their chair equally, or is there more contact with one grouping of ribs? And for most people, there's a little twist in the torso, and it all really relates to how you use yourself in your daily life, which hand you do more things with, which hand you reach more with, opening doors, cabinets, using utensils. And then sensing your shoulder blades in relationship to the back of the chair. And if you're lucky enough to have a high enough back, or you're short enough so that the shoulder blades contact the back of the chair, you can get a sense of which shoulder blade presses into the back of the chair more. And then don't make any adjustments with your hands, but if your hands are resting on your thighs, just notice which one is more forward. Which elbow is bent more? Is one elbow bent more? Do you perceive one shoulder as being more forward? And without opening your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes if they're open. Without opening your eyes, just get a sense of where you're orienting. Where is your face orienting in the room? With your eyes closed, where are you orienting in the room? A little bit more to your left, a little bit more to your right, a little more up, a little more down. Okay, and let that go. Just rest your attention for a few moments. And then come sit forward towards the edge of your chair. Your feet under your knees, your feet and knees are spread a little bit, at least hip width apart, if not a little bit more. And bring the right arm out in front of you at shoulder height. The right arm out in front of you at shoulder height. And now bend the elbow, so the elbow goes out to the side, remains at shoulder height, and so you bring the hand somewhere close to being in front of your face. Just let the hand hang at the end of the wrist and look at the hand. And now looking at the hand, do a movement of the arm, the hand, your head, and your eyes, turning to the left and then back to the middle. So the eyes look at the hand the entire time, and then you turn to the left, go back to the middle. So it's like you've made a package out of your arm, your shoulder, your head, your eyes. The eyes looking at the hand, so the arm goes to the left, the shoulders turn to the left, the head turns to the left. All the time, all the while, your eyes are following the hand. Your eyes are looking at the hand. Then you come back to the middle. Then you make that turn again, slowly and gently, turning to the left, that's it. Follow the hand with the head and the eyes. Look at the hand the whole time. There's a tendency for the eyes maybe to want to dart around and look this way, look that way. Just try and soften your gaze, and look at the hand. That's it. Just get used to this idea of looking at the hand and turning the arm, the shoulders, the head, and the eyes, everything together as a package to the left. That's very good. That's very good. Next time you come back to the middle, bring everything down and take a rest. And come sit forward on your chair again. Bring the right arm into the same position. Look at it with your eyes. And now, so it's the right hand in front. We're not changing arms yet. So bring the right arm in front. Look at the hand. Turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably and stop there. Stop in that position. Turn to the left. Now look over the hand to somewhere on the wall out in your environment and mark a spot in your environment. You're going to reference a spot later in the lesson. So just notice where you look and look back at the hand. Bring everything back to the middle. Bring the arm down and rest. So these rests in these lessons are very important. They're a significant part of Feldenkrais lessons. It gives your brain and your nervous system a chance to process what we're doing. I came across this article. I subscribe to this Neuroscience News newsletter, and so every day they send me a list of published neuroscience articles, and one caught my eye the other day. It was about resting, wakeful resting, and how they could watch the activity in the brain with an fMRI. You know what that is? It's functional magnetic resonant imaging. They would strap this cap on somebody's head, and they can see the brain activity when they're doing an activity, whether it's in thought or whether it's in actual movement. And so they had somebody do some kind of activity. I think it was more of a mental activity. They see the certain part of the brain region light up, and then when they did a rest, when they were resting, they were able to perceive that the brain was going through that same activity. It runs through that same activity, the thing they just did, a number of times quickly. It's processing it, integrating it, and refining it. So it's very interesting. That's why we take rest in these lessons. Feldenkrais knew that decades ago. So if you get fatigued, you get tired, or things get confusing, just stop and rest. And your brain will handle the rest, so to speak. And then you come back to the movement, you'll find it easier, more comfortable, and some of the confusion to be resolved. All right, so come sit forward in your chair again. Bring the right arm out in front, just as we have been doing, the right arm out in front. And then looking at the hand, turn everything to the left as far as is comfortable, and then stop. Stay there. Now, from this position, from this new front, this new position, turn the eyes further to the left and look back to the hand. So the head stays oriented towards the hand. You look further to the left with just the eyes, then back to the hand. The eyeballs go into the left corner of the eye sockets, and look back to the hand. The eyes go to the left and back to the hand. Do this a number of times. Looking to the left and back to the hand. Look to the left, back to the hand. Next time you're looking at the hand, then bring everything back to the middle, bring the arm down and rest. Recognize it while you're resting. There's a lot of things going on inside your brain and your nervous system. That activity we just did. And sit forward again. Bring your right arm up in front. Look at the hand with the eyes. Turn everything to the left as far as is comfortable. When I say comfortable, I mean not going for any kind of stretch or strain, but really, what is comfortable? And then this time, keep the eyes looking at the hand. So the eyes look at the hand, and you just turn your head to the left and back to the hand. That's tricky. It takes a lot of concentration. A lot of times the eyes, they want to go with the head, right? So be very careful, very, very thoughtful about it. Make it a small movement. So the eyes continue to look at the hand while you turn your head to the left. And then back to the hand. The eyes continue to look at the hand, which means now that the eyeballs are rolling into the right corners of the eye sockets, doesn't it? And so if it's difficult, make the movement smaller. Make the movement slower. Good. Next time everything is oriented towards the hand, come back to the middle, bring the arm down, rest. Feldenkrais in his lessons would often say, don't go to the border. That's not a negative suggestion. He really means don't go to the limit of the movement and really work within the range of comfort. If we go up to the border, if we continue to push and stretch, strain, and we get to the limit of the movement, we're really reinforcing the limitation of that range of motion. And by not doing that, by really working within the range of comfort, the nervous system relaxes, it opens up, and that range of comfort will actually expand and get larger. If we continue to bump up to it, the brain, the nervous system go, whoa, let's put the brakes on this. Let's not go any further. But if we soften, if we work within the range of comfort, the nervous system, the brain relax, and that range of motion increases. So come sit forward again. Bring the right arm in front. Look at the hand with the eyes. And now, very slowly and gently, turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably. Stop there. Stop, turn to the left as far as you can comfortably. Now look over the hand and just notice if there's been a little increase in your range of motion. So with the eyes, look over the hand into the environment. Notice if you've turned a little bit further related to that first reference mark you made earlier in the lesson. And most likely you have turned a few more degrees than you did earlier, didn't you? Right, so bring the arm and everything back to the middle. Bring the arm down. Rest again. As you rest, just sense yourself. Notice of what's changing in relationship to your environment. The feet on the floor, yourself in the chair. And then once again, come sit forward. Bring the right arm up in front of your face. Look at the hand. And then turn everything to the left as far as you can comfortably. Remain turned to the left like that. And now from this new position, turn the head and the eyes to the right. Look over the right shoulder. The shoulders and the arm remain where they are. Just turn the head and the eyes as though you want to look over the right shoulder, and you look back to the hand. The shoulders remain turned to the left. That's where you're moving from. Then the head and the eyes, look over the right shoulder, then back to the hand. Go slowly and gently with this. Dr. Feldenkrais always recommended, suggested, we practice this in our lessons, to move slowly, gently. The slower we go, with the less effort we use, the more we can actually sense of what we're doing. We put a lot of work, a lot of effort into something, our sensing gets consumed with the effort. But if we go gently and slowly, we can sense more of what we're actually doing. The nuance of the movement becomes more available to us in our awareness. Okay, next time you're looking at your hand, bring everything back to the front, bring your arm down and rest. So some really interesting things that happen when we bring our awareness to different parts of ourselves. And again, Feldenkrais knew this decades ago. You know, our current technology allows us to see this actually happening. When we bring our awareness to a part of ourselves, it actually illuminates that part of ourselves. The neural activity related to that part of ourselves becomes more active. So if you are bringing awareness to your hand, if you're bringing awareness to the movement of your head or your pelvis and the chair, all these different things, whenever you bring your awareness to a part of yourself, it becomes more active in your neurology. And our modern technology, the fMRI again, allows us to see that neural activity become more active when we bring our attention to a different part of ourselves. Right, so come sit forward again. Bring the right arm in front. Look at the hand. Turn everything to the left. Remain turned to the left. And now leave the head oriented towards the hand and move just the eyes to the right. Just the eyes. So it's like you look to the right and then back to the hand. Look to the right and back to the hand. Do that a number of times. Look to the hand, then to the right. So the eyeballs move into the right corners of the eye sockets. And be really thoughtful that you are looking at the hand and you look to the right. And then you look back at the hand. Next time you're looking at the hand, bring everything back to the middle, bring the arm down and rest. So the eyes have a significant influence on our organization. So Feldenkrais calls this lesson in his Awareness Through Movement book, and I also believe in, I think it's Master Moves, and as well as the Esalen lessons, he refers to it as eyes organize the body for movement. And so by engaging the eyes like this, separating them from the head and relating them to the position of the hand and then moving into the environment, we significantly change the muscle tone and the organization of the eyes, the neck, and the shoulders. We look at screens a lot, we're on computers and phones. We often have this very close-up kind of view of things. So it's really nice to be able to start to separate those functions of those parts. And the more differentiations we make, the smoother the movements become, the quality improves, the range of motion improves, and the functioning of our eyes improve too. Something really important about going from close to far, close to far with the eyes. Okay, bring the right arm in front again, turn everything to the left. Remain turned to the left. And now this time, leave the eyes on the hand and just turn the head to the right and back to the hand. Go slowly. So the eyeballs move into the left corners of the eye sockets. The eyes are open, the eyes are looking at the hand. The eyes are open, they're looking at the hand. Turn your head further to the right while the eyes look at the hand. So the eyeballs now turn into the left corners of the eye sockets. Okay, one more movement like that, and then bring everything back to the middle. Bring your arm down and rest. And come sit forward again. Bring the right arm up in front, look at the hand with the eyes, turn everything to the left and back to the middle a few times, going very slowly and very gently. Just appreciate the change in the quality of the movement. Notice if it's smoother, if it's easier to track the hand. There's more movement through the spine, maybe it even travels into the pelvis a little bit. The next time you turn to the left, just stop, look over the hand, and notice if you see further than you did in the beginning. And then just do a few more movements for your own pleasure. Just that nice, gentle, slow turning movement, appreciating the smoothness, the collection of yourself, meaning shoulders, the ribs, the waist, the pelvis. You might even feel movement in the legs, the feet. And then come back to the middle, bring everything down, sit back, take a rest for a few moments. And now, stand up, come to the front of your chair, stand up, and just feel your legs, feel your two sides. Turn a little bit, look over to the left, look to the right, walk around a little bit, look at things. Just get a sense of how the two sides are different. Having turned to the left many times, just get a sense of what's different. And then make your way back to your chair. Have a seat. And come sit forward on your chair. And bring the left arm in front of your face. Look at the hand. And turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably one time. And stay there. Look over the hand. Mark a spot in the room. And then bring everything back to the middle. Bring the arm down. And then bring the left arm in front, look at the hand, turn everything to the right. Just do the movement a few times, gently, easily. And pause. Next time you're in the middle, close your eyes and just imagine doing the movement. And imagine you can really turn far around yourself. Imagine you can see the wall behind you if you were to turn around. Imagine the movement being very smooth. Smooth, easy, light. And that movement travels all the way through yourself. The ribs, the shoulders, the waist. It's just in your imagination. Don't enact it yet. Just think the movement through. One of the things Feldenkrais would often have us do is use our thought, use our imagination. And after working with one side, if we do something in thought, we can find that we can have a significant, very rapid improvement on the other side. Okay, good. And let that go. Bring the arm down, rest. And then bring the left arm in front again. Look at it with the eyes. Turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably. Just get a sense of it made a difference. Can you turn further just by having used your imagination? So next time you turn all the way to the right, as far as you can comfortably, stop in that position. And now, just in your imagination, imagine turning your head and your eyes further to the right. So to look over the right shoulder, so you can see the wall behind you. Just do it in thought. You know what your room looks like. You know what it looks like behind you. Imagine being able to see around yourself like that. Do it in thought a few times, turning the head and the eyes further to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Just in thought. Okay, good. Come back to the middle, bring the arm down. And come sit forward again. Left arm in front. Turn everything to the right as far as is comfortable. Remain turned to the right like that. Now the eyes are closed. And just think the movement of separating the head and the eyes. So think the movement. The eyes look at the hand and just think you're turning the head further to the right. Don't actually do it. Just think the movement. Do it in thought. Do it in your imagination. Of course, it's your imagination, so you can do it easily, lightly. The eyeballs can easily roll into the left corners of the eye sockets. Your eyes can easily stay on the hand. A nice smooth movement of your head, your neck. And then come back to the middle, bring everything down. And then once again, bring the left arm in front, turning everything to the right. Remain turned to the right. The eyes are closed now. And just think the movement of leaving the head oriented towards the hand and looking with the eyes. Just in thought. Now you probably find the eyes do something. The eyes are involved in our thinking. So when we have thoughts, the eyes move around in particular ways. The eyes are for orienting ourselves in space. They're for organizing our bodies for movement. They're for sensing the world. They're for seeing, like reading, knitting, gardening. Bring everything back to the middle. Rest a few moments. The eyes also help anchor us in time as well. So being exposed to daylight helps us to know our place in time. So the eyes have a lot of different functions. So the more we can really separate them from our habits, and so we have more choice, more freedom, more expression, it really can ease everything else the eyes are connected to. Okay, bring the left arm out in front again. Turn everything to the right as far as is comfortable. Again, the eyes are closed. So stay turned to the right. And this time, think the movement of turning the head and the eyes and looking over the left shoulder. So the left arm is in front. You're looking at the left hand. You turn everything to the right. Remain turned to the right. And now just think the movement of turning the head and the eyes and looking over the left shoulder. Don't actually do it. Just think the movement. And sometimes the thinking creates a very small micro muscle movement. That's okay. You try and do it as much in thought as you possibly can. And you can turn the head and the eyes in your imagination way around over the left shoulder to see what's behind you. And then bring everything back to the middle. Rest again. And once again, sit forward, bring the left arm in front, look at the hand with the eyes, turn everything to the right as far as you can comfortably. And now, this time, just with the eyes closed, think the movement of leaving the eyes on the hand and turning the head further to the left. Just do it in thought a number of times. And sensing in your imagination the eyeballs moving into the right corners of the eye sockets. And then bring everything back to the middle. Rest again. And once again, sit forward, bring the left arm in front, turn everything to the right as far as is comfortable. And again, now in your imagination, the eyes are closed. Just think about leaving the head oriented towards the hand and moving just the eyes to the left and back to the middle. Good. And let everything come back to the middle. Bring everything down. Rest. And once again, sit forward. Bring the left arm in front. Look at it with your head and your eyes. Turn everything to the right a few times. Going to the right, just appreciating the smoothness of the movement, the distribution of the movement through yourself, the shoulders, the ribs, pelvis. And then next time you turn to the right, as far as you can, comfortably, stop, and look over the hand and see your reference point. Notice if you've turned further. Actually, notice how much further you've turned from the beginning, going to this side, and come back to the middle. Do a few more movements if you like, just for your pleasure and enjoyment. And then come back to the middle, bring the arm down, sit back in your chair, take a nice long rest. And just take a few moments and sense yourself in relationship to your environment, the feet on the floor. Has the pressure changed on the feet from the beginning? Since the pelvis, the distribution of your weight on the pelvis, relationship of your lower back to the back of the chair, your ribs and your shoulder blades, relationship to the back of the chair. And with your eyes closed, just get a sense of where you're orienting now in the room. Has that changed? And open your eyes and go ahead and stand up, move around a little bit, get a sense of what's different. What's different from usual, what's different from the middle of the lesson. And now, stand up, come to the front of your chair, stand up, and just feel your legs, feel your two sides. Turn a little bit, look to the left, look to the right, walk around a little bit, look at things. You might even notice that things look a little bit different. So working with the eyes like this, differentiating them, separating them out, can have a large influence on how you perceive the world. Thank you for participating in this free course and doing the lesson. I know I covered a lot of material in the introductions and in the lesson itself. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. Love to hear from you. I have a lot of other great material on my website, lots of lessons and collections of lessons you can download and stream. I also offer online classes if you want to take a class with me. And there's a ton of articles and other resources on the website as well. So please enjoy. Take care of yourself. Thanks.